Oh, we're going now? Because I was thirsty, bro. I was thirsty. Was I not? I can't do that? I mean, I already drank something. I'm good. Oh, you want some now? Are you thirsty? Oh, we're doing that. Okay. Does it taste good?
You put rum in there?
No.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Man First Podcast. I am Mixed.
I am J0.
We're brought here today by Zero Grid Studios. This is a brand new production that we're starting up right now. We're going to introduce ourselves, being that this is our very first video that we're putting out. It's going to go on our YouTube channel. It's going to be on Rumble. It's going to be on Facebook. It's going to be on X, Rumble, or we already said Rumble, Insta, all that stuff. So first thing we want to do, we want to talk about why we're doing what it is we're doing, right?
Right.
So just to start off, this is called Man First Podcast. Now, the name itself, I would think would suggest something very controversial. You know, when you think Man First Podcast, Man First, just that phrase, Man First, what pops in your head?
The man's first.
Very deep thinking. Yeah.
To me, it's very simple.
Very straightforward, right? No, so we want to, let's dispel any possible misunderstandings of what it means by man first. We're not a female hating platform. We're just going to start downing on women. We're going to start just big up in men and make women feel inferior. That's not the goal. We might actually do that once or twice. I'm not even going to lie, but we're not going to do it like with malice and everything. We're not going to be like women ain't shit, men are the best and all this stuff. Sometimes women are shit. Sometimes men are shit. Sometimes women are great. Sometimes men are great. So it's going to be, we're more focused on just relaying the information.
Yeah, we're not perfect.
No, hell no. The biggest people that are going to get it the worst is going to be me and you. So it's going to be a whole lot of like, we're going to talk bad about ourselves because this platform is about starting this journey and bettering ourselves. And we want y'all to join us. When we say y'all, I basically mean men because we're men. We can relate to the male experience.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely can't say that we know women. We know what's going on in the heads of women. We should tell women what to do or could or should.
Right.
It's just all about just men in general. You know?
Right. And women, please, if there are women that want to watch and want to hear what we have to say, hear what the listeners have to say, the viewers, the followers, subscribers, by the way, while you're watching, go ahead and hit subscribe if you like what you see so far, even though we've only been doing this for about 3 minutes. That's a good 3 minutes, I think.
I think so.
A lot of words.
A lot of words.
So, basically what we want to do is we want to create a platform where guys can just get together and talk. Not hang out, like come over here. Eventually we have some guests, but we want to create a place where, you know, feel free to say whatever, you know, just man shit that we talk about on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, it's a safe place, you know, to talk about man stuff.
You almost said safe space.
Safe space?
Safe. You almost said safe space.
This is a safe space, isn't it?
Yeah.
No?
That hinges on the
make it a safe.
That hinges on the line of like the snowflake, you know, social justice warrior thing.
Okay, well, this is a place where, you know, we can talk about man opinions and, you know, man stuff, you know, like, yeah, it's your playground, basically.
Yeah, basically. Show up and see what fuck happens. I don't know.
Yeah, man, it's going to have some entertainment as well in there.
Something can happen. Who knows? Somebody might end up drunk and married. Hey, fuck it.
Hold on. What? Who's getting married?
All right, so so basically, let's talk about something important, right? So going forward, we came up with this idea of what man first means, right? So we came up with man first mindset. Mindset. The man first mindset. It incorporates a lot. We're going to have a deep dive on this throughout our videos. Basically, man first mindset to us is basically it's a return for men a return to our traditional roles. That doesn't mean we're in charge of women. That doesn't mean we're kings and they're squires and they have to do what we say to do. No, we're talking about when men took the role of the leader. You know, when men used to be the ones that were willing to do the hard work, were willing to sacrifice, were willing to give it all in order to protect and provide for those that he cares about the most. It could be your wife, could be your kids, could be your brother, your sister and everything. But men used to be looked at to do that. Now men are kind of lost. You know, we're lost. We're now, it's kind of the playing field. This is where women used to have their roles and men used to have their roles. Now it's kind of like this, and anybody can do anything. Women are more unhappy now than they ever been. Men are more, I don't want to say sensitive, but it's just a whole shift, and outcomes and results were better in the traditional sense, and the stats back that up, and we'll get into that as well on some other videos.
Right.
We also want to put goals ahead of instant gratification, long-term goals. What does it take to get there? What do you have to do? Who do you have to talk to? What avenues do you have to experience? We want to do that. Now, before I go any further, we talked about this. We want to make it very clear. We are not gurus, and we're not here to say, if you want to be the best version of yourself, pay $29.99. No, we're not doing that. Like, I'm not here for that. What's going on?
Nothing. Go ahead.
No,
I just felt a vibrate.
Oh, yeah. We're not here to say, follow us and we'll teach you how to be the best.
Pause on that part. I said I felt a vibrate.
Yeah, I didn't know where to go with that.
It's just the phone. It vibrated.
Right.
To make that clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not here to be gurus. We're not here to say, if you follow us, we're going to teach you how to be a better version of yourself, and you're going to be making money hand over fist. Nah, if y'all know how to do that, please let me know. Right. We're not millionaires. We're not tycoons.
We are average Joes, man.
We are the average as average can be. And we're going to get much more in depth with who we are. We want to start pushing the idea of seeking challenges and embracing struggle. Seeking challenges and embracing struggle. If that road looks very difficult, but on the other side of that road, at the end of that road, is what you want, let's take that. Let's go. Let's just fucking do it. Let's just go. But that road looks easier and the stuff on the other side is okay, but not as good as the stuff over there. Fuck that road. Let's go get what we want. Right.
Take the hard road, man. Take the bumpy road.
Yeah. You know, I'm not saying if there's a faster way of getting to what you really want. Sure. But 9 times out of 10 in life, achieving anything easily achievable is not typically has less value. Mm-hmm. So if you want if you're willing to do what it takes to get what you want, I am. And that's what the point of all this is. And we're all willing to do that. Right.
Right.
Another important facet of what we're trying to do here is we want to be comfortable acknowledging our weaknesses. Right. We want to, all this, I could do it on my own. I don't need nobody's help. That's all bullshit. I stuck by that for years of my life, and I've stayed away from people. I don't network. I'm not an extroverted person. Mm-hmm. That's my weakness. Another weakness I have is fear of failure. That's another weakness that we want to overcome. For me, for anybody watching, we want to make sure that we create a place where we can communicate. If I'm having an issue, I can just freely just fucking say and just be like, I don't know, but fuck it, I'm doing it anyway.
Yeah, I would say that's probably one of my weaknesses as well. You know, just learning to be uncomfortable, you know? Yeah, it's like I've always tried to be in that zone where I don't want to get out of my box.
Right.
So I try to stay in this zone where it's safe. It's like, okay, well, nothing's going to bother me. Nothing's going to harm me. Mm-hmm. If I stay in this kind of journey, I don't think anything can touch me. But the biggest problem, there's a flaw in that. And like you just said, you know, we got to get away from that. You know, you got to, get away from that fear, you know? So yeah, that was just one of the biggest things that I've always tried to do is try to stay in that box, man.
Yeah. I've always played it safe. I've always wanted to do things. Sorry, my phone's going off now. I've always wanted to do things, but
I want to contact us as soon as we go live.
Yeah, I mean, that damn Big Brother trying to take us down day one. No, there's always things that I wanted to do, but I'm married, I have kids, I have things that are important I have to pay for, cars and house and all that stuff. And I never wanted to risk anything because where I'm at, whether it was in the military, where it was where I work now, I didn't want to risk any of it. In anything that you do, you basically have to invest something, right? Whether it's money or your time or something. I didn't want to lose anything because if I try, what if I fail? Which leads back to fear of failure. So therefore, I just locked myself into, well, just play safe, just cool out, just stay right here. Everything's good. Maybe we'll save over time. And then the economy kicks in. You're not saving shit. When you're middle class, you ain't saving nothing, which we are. We're middle class. So all you millionaires out there realize we're not shoulder to shoulder with you. Doesn't mean I'm not saying we're lower than you. You're just more successful in that regard than us. And that's where we want to be. That's where you come in. So let's just do a brief breakdown of who we are, our kind of our backstory.
Well, before we get into that, I got to say this first, where you were just talking about just like, staying away from risk and all that kind of stuff, oh man, I don't want to risk anything. What would happen if I fail? That was like one of the biggest things, I think, reason why this actually came to life. You came over and you were like, yo, we got to do something. And I'm like, I don't want to. Well, I'd rather just stay in my bed and, just chill, go to work, do the 9 to 5 every day, just chill, just let the money just come in, make a savings, do all that. But it doesn't work, especially if you want to be better than that, especially if you want to reach your potential. So I would say you're one of the biggest reasons why this actually did come to life. And I actually just decided to step out of that box, man.
Well, things, when life comes and hits you and you get that perspective shift. The reason why I got out of the Navy at 13 years, everybody, when I told I was getting out at 13 years, they all said I was crazy. You do all this time, why would you get out? I was like, because I don't want to fucking be here anymore. Like, I'm tired of this. And I wanted to stick it out the whole 20 because you play it safe, you know what I mean? Like, and then life happened and I was like, I'm not happy here. I don't want to be here and I don't have to be here. So I'm out.
Were there times that you actually like regretted getting out? Though?
Yes.
Because that definitely happened to me. I mean, I was also in the Navy and, I did about 3.5 years, but we'll get into that soon.
Yeah. I definitely regret. There are times where I'll think, man, because it's 2024 right now. I enlisted in 2004. I'd be retiring. I would have already retired in September. By the way, this video is dropping on October 21st, my birthday. So I will now, by the time this comes out, I will be 41 years old.
So yeah, leave the subscribe, follow us, man, because, it'll be a good birthday present for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Assholes. No, I would have retired. I would have hit 20 years this last September, like last month. Right. I always think about that. Like I got out in 2017, but I know for a fact if I stayed in, I would not have been happy. I would have been miserable because I hated it. I'm not saying the Navy's bad or the Navy's wrong. It didn't fit me after I forced myself for so long. I re-enlisted because the re-enlistment bonus was so high. I'm not going to lie. Like I didn't love the Navy. There was a lot of great things that came from it. I'll go through the whole self-reflection testimonial thing, right? There's a lot of good that came from it. I became financially independent. I didn't have to, I separated from my family, not in the sense that I left them and abandoned them. It's just, I was able to get away at a time where I really felt like I needed to get away and do my own thing. Right. The Navy provided that. I went to this country, that country. I learned these things and a lot of great stuff. But in the long run, I had to get out. I had to go. I became a liability at that point. Like anytime you're there in the military, and you know this, when you don't care anymore, you're just a liability. You're just an accident waiting to happen, either yourself or others. So you're just better off getting out. But before that, though, you and I, we've been friends for a very long time. Like we didn't meet in the Navy. I know he said he was in the Navy, I was in the Navy, but we didn't meet in the Navy.
Right.
We've known each other since 2000 or 1999, or was it 2000? No, it was before. It was like 98.
It's got to be 98.
98 because I was a freshman. You were a sophomore. And yeah, we lived pretty close. We had siblings that kind of had
We didn't even know we lived that close together.
No, I had no
I think
idea.
I remember meeting you at the pool one time. It was like a midnight swim or something like that. I think that was the very first day that I met you. And that was because my sister was dating your brother at the time, I believe.
Yeah, something like that. I think we were playing basketball or something.
No, it was a midnight swim. Yeah, yeah.
All
And
right.
it was, I don't know, you brought some girl or something like that. And I don't know, it was...
I didn't bring no girl.
You were with a girl. I know that for a fact.
Well, I didn't bring no girl.
You were with a girl.
There was a female there that I happened to be there. Maybe we hung out for a little bit.
Okay.
I have no idea. But
we didn't know each other, but that was like the first time I met you. Though.
Right. So yeah, we knew each other for a long time. We started hanging out. Mike we all started kind of hanging out. We formed this little dance crew at the school and everything, and talent shows and all that stuff. And that was like the cool thing to do. And then
it was to get the ladies,
get the girls. That's all it was for. You know, I didn't care about the art of dancing and the style and the spirituality and all that. I didn't care. I wanted the fame, the clapping at the talent shows, the screaming and all that.
We wanted the status.
Oh, the stage. I was addicted. But yeah, so and then we graduated, and it was time to make a change because Mike joined the Army right out of, I think, didn't he wait till his girl at the time graduated, or did he graduate and go straight to the Army?
I don't know. We'll have to ask him.
I don't remember.
We'll probably have to contact him.
Yeah.
About that.
Anyway, so and I was in a relationship. It was somewhat serious. It was very serious actually, and I was like, well, I can't stick around here because I worked, but I had to leave. I was like, I'm not going to be in a position to start a family doing what I'm doing now. So I joined. I actually bagged groceries at HEB for a couple of months, and I started working at a hospital. Joined the Navy. The relationship ended. I ended up meeting my wife when I was in Japan. I was stationed in Japan. I was there for about 2.5 years. Then flew to San Diego, got married. Then we flew to Chicago, worked at boot camp for a while. Then I went to Hawaii, was stationed there, and that's when I got out. 13 years, right? You and I had a big falling out. Yeah. I take that back. I had a falling out with you. You didn't really do anything. Well, you kind of
I did.
Actually, you kind of did.
Yeah.
And we'll get into that. We won't do the specifics now, but so there was years where I didn't talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I said, but at that time where I realized I wanted to get out, I was like, life's too short. Fuck all that high school bullshit drama. I have no friend. I'm realizing I'm getting out of the Navy, so I'm leaving all these people that I work with. I have no friends.
But that's usually how it works. Usually when you start becoming an adult, everybody kind of just...
Time and space definitely happens, right?
Yeah.
But I was just thinking to myself, like, I lost so many years that some experience getting married, never talked to you. I never brought you in on it. Having kids, never brought you in on it. Going from one place to another, Hawaii. Hey man, come hang out with us. Come fly out here. No,
it was never just a big fuck you, wasn't
it? Yeah. I hold grudges, bro.
yeah, I know.
I hold grudges. Yeah.
Did I actually try to contact you at one point? I thought I did. Or you? No, I think I tried to contact you at one point.
I don't remember.
Maybe I didn't. Maybe I also said fuck you too.
Probably. Yeah. I mean, I wrote some diss songs to you. So that was, you remember the diss songs I had for you?
I think so.
There's one for you and one for Rick, because Rick was on some of the same shit. So I hold grudges.
Yeah,
right? I took it there, right? No, so
damn, you were mad.
yeah, on some bullshit. But no, but I reached out to both of y'all, and fortunately, y'all didn't give a shit. Like y'all were like, yeah, cool, no issue, everything's done. Like we're friends again. So I was lucky on that end. I finally come home. I think I go to your house to meet up with y'all. We watch Super Bowl or something. And ever since then, we've just been kind of cool. You know, you've been doing your thing. I've been doing my thing. We'll meet up every now and again. And here we are. A couple years later, we finally decided to get our shit together and make something of ourselves. Like at least start, because the starting was the hardest part.
Mm-hmm.
Because neither of us were ready to commit. We tried before. Too many moving parts. not enough focus, and it just didn't work out. And but here we are today with our awesome studio in your house that we designed, you know. So yeah, what about you,
man? Like, mine's very short, so I'm gonna keep it short because there was no big events really that happened other than, well, again, you know, you pretty much said our whole school thing. Mm-hmm. You know, I graduated after you because I got held back in school. Mm-hmm. You know, I didn't really care in school. I was one of those, I guess you would say, just wannabes.
Show up to show up.
Try to act like, you know, I was, you know, hey, I'm hardcore. Or, you know, my mom got sick, and there was times, I guess my sister, she got pregnant, and I guess we had to keep switching off and on of who were going to watch her kid. Yeah. So I guess that was one of the biggest reasons why it was the attendance of school. So they helped me back. And, you know, I got caught up, and I eventually graduated. You helped me with my very first job at the hospital.
Yeah, that's right.
That was my very first job. And I was so lucky to have that job. And you helped me get my first car because you were driving the Sunfire? I was driving that little small
Mitsubishi Mirage.
No, it was a Mazda. It was a Mazda Protege.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. It was a Mazda Protege. And remember, your car was faster than mine because mine had a governor chip that could only allow to go up to 60.
That's sad when a Pontiac Sunfire is faster than.
Yeah, you kept on. I
thought I was king of the road with that bad boy. Oh, I put neon lights in it.
Every time we went to AutoZone, you were like, how did I beat you here? I was like, shut up. I can't go that fast. But we put it, you know, we were all that into the whole car.
We're posers.
We were the fast.
Didn't you put green lights on your tail light?
Yeah.
Green tail lights on your.
I eventually turned the whole car green, man.
Man, we blew up eBay. Like, we was like, okay, just type in Protege accessories and find out what you can.
Yeah, there was a time we thought we were eventually going to get the nice, very nice exotic cars.
Yeah,
we didn't even care about the price. We were going to get it.
Yeah. Because we thought that's how easy it was. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm going to save up. That's all. I'm going to work and I'm going to save up, and I'm going to live rent free in my grandparents' house. You're going to live rent free in your mom's house, and we're just going to save up and buy shit.
There was a time I think my mom lied to us, like we were really going to get some money from our medical or something like that procedure. That. Yeah, I think she was planning on suing the hospital for a very, very bad procedure done.
Malpractice. And
stuff. There you go.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened with that. It just disappeared.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, like I said, to condense it, I joined the military, I think in 2007. Yeah, and I only did about close to 4 years. It was close to 4 years. I got out early because I was worried about family and stuff like that. Then I became, I was like doing all kinds of temporary jobs. I was like all over the place. I did warehouse. I did documents, specialists. I did all kinds of, it was a lot of warehouse assembly line, putting batteries on, together, car batteries together and all that kind of stuff. But I was like, all over the place. I even got I think it was like third car towed away from me. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They actually came to the house and towed my car. And I told them I had the money to pay for it. I was late, of course, but I eventually did get the money, because I said, I got to wait till Friday. I was really bad with money at that point. Cause you know me, I had the consuming mindset. Right, I didn't have the saving mindset. I was like always buying. And that's kind of the things that my mom instilled in me when I was young. It was like, make it look like you're rich, but you're not rich. It was So, like I said, I joined the military. That was rock bottom for me. I was like, yo, I got to do something. Oh yeah. It was a time that I think my sister had at the time, I think she was going on her second kid. Yeah. So there was 2 kids at the house. Or maybe there's 3 at the time. But anyways, I was trying to get some groceries and stuff like that, bread and me and my mom were kind of stuck, trying to take care of these kids because my mom wasn't making the money at the time. So I joined the military. I joined it for about 4 years, got out, and pretty much after that it was just again off and on jobs, warehouse. I think I was working at the airport. I was a ramp agent. And then from there, I became a truck driver. Yeah. For after the rampage, I decided to become a truck driver. And then it's 4 years now, semi-truck driving. And I think that's around that point is when I started embracing the whole manhood thing. Because like I said, I had this whole different mentality right before, and I think it's right up to the age 37. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So all those years, I was just bad. Like I had the whole the perspective. And I think that's the reason why you and I kind of butted heads, because your perspective, I just did not see it. I was like, yo, what's wrong with this guy? Why is he coming at me like this? Why is this girl? And like I said, we'll get into that story. But like I said, my perspective was wrong about, what I should do as a man. I didn't start. Yeah. My priorities just, and like I said, now it's gotten to the point where I was like, yo, man first. It was man first. Like, I got to be a man first. Yeah. Like this whole rewiring. I know I was watching all these red pill spaces. They made me aware of all my flaws. And I was like, just mind blown, and then I went through the stages of death in a sort of way. Like, the resentment, the denial, and then the rage.
That's the stages of trauma. Not trauma, or this thing is trauma.
I don't know. It felt like that. Like I just killed myself. Like all the things that I thought I knew as a man, I was like, yo, I've been taught the wrong way. And that's no fault to my mom, because she was a single mom. That's no fault. She did the best she could, but it was just not optimum of her raising me as a man. She thought raising me and her perspective of what a man is. Right. So like I said, this where this podcast comes into effect. I talked to you with it. I think every time I came over to your house, I was complaining about, this woman, this she kept doing this and doing that. Dating's hard and all this. Why am I not getting any attention? It got me to the point where I was like, you know what, I need to rewire. I need to go back to man first boot camp or something like that. Yeah, so man. Man, that's where we're at today.
It's the journey, and I know for a fact we're not the only ones that have gone through everything that we've explained we've gone through. There's a whole community of people out there that probably share probably even worse than what we've experienced, you know. So we want to hear from y'all. Let us know, have you had anything similar to what we've been talking about? Have you had anything worse, anything better? Taking all comers, you know what I mean? Right now we have some goals set. And we want to go over our goals. The main goal for the channel, for Man First Podcast and for Zero Grid Studios, to get 10,000 subscribers. This right here, this video is meant to be an introduction to who we are and what we want to do with this space. So feel free to leave a like, comment, thumbs up. You know the spiel. You've heard it 1,000 times. Please leave a comment. Let us know what y'all think. Let us know if you can relate to anything we've said. If you have any questions at all or anything like that, let us know and we'll be able to respond to them.
Yeah, and feel free to say anything negative too. Tell us improvements that we need to do. That's what part of being a man is, taking in, all kinds of, information and doing something with it.
Oh yeah. So we need y'all, and hopefully y'all are gonna need us. We're gonna provide that space for everybody. That'll be it for this one. We're already at the 28.5-minute mark. So anything else you want to say before we kick off before we end this first video?
Nah, man, like I said, it's I'm really looking forward to doing this. This is like a whole new, I guess, world for us in a sort of way. Trying to do something for ourselves and doing something for a community,
Hell yeah.
If we can get one.
All right. So that's going to wrap it up for our very first video on Man First Podcast. I'm Mixed.
I'm Zero. J0.
You did the last thing first and then the first thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Zero.
I'm just thinking about Zero Grid Studios. So,
J0.
Okay.
All right. Let's wrap it up.
All right.